Welcome, humble adventurers. In this campaign, Call of Nordred, each of you have been, well, called to Nordred for each of your individual purposes. Some have come for riches, some have come for the good and awesome deeds which you can perform in this new land. It is a land well known for its wealth and export and naval trade. Little else is known in terms of its internal strifes, however. Many rumors have come about the land, as it is a well-known trade port. However, internally, many secrets are kept and held. You each find yourself along the road, escorting or having just freshly joined a caravan of merchants on their way to make a living in Nordred. Alright, so, real quick, you all are currently in you all are basically on the side of the road because this caravan has actually stopped for the night. It's nightfall. In the caravan, each of you are currently basically on the, like I said, on the side of the road, setting up with tents. Each of the ox-drawn carriages. Thank you. Thank you, me. So each of the carriages are in this large encirclement as kind of just like a defensive wall around the fire that each of the merchants are sitting at, enjoying eating food. There's about 7 or 8 of them drawn about, each of them doing their own little thing, checking on their own supplies, checking on each other, and you all are sitting around the fire currently, enjoying some brothy soup with some of the merchants. Alright, so...
Sippies.
Alright, so now in this circle, each of you are just kind of randomly placed around the circle eating soup. In the circle with you, there are 3 merchants. What would you guys like to do off the bat?
Well, since
I'm so sorry if that was a rough start. Like I said,
no, by all means, like, what start is there to have other than?
Yeah.
All right, so have we been traveling together for a while now, or are we only recently meeting one another?
Each of you only recently joined the caravan. You met them along the road as you were on your way to Nordred. Or I should say the capital city of Northholm of the Kingdom of Nordred. Actually, I make that mistake a couple times in my actual own notes, so I apologize if I occasionally phrase that wrong.
It's all good. Alrighty, so should we describe our characters, perchance, to the group?
Yes, do you want to do it in a roleplay aspect? Because that's one thing I definitely encourage a lot in my campaigns is, you know, you don't have to do fancy voices like I'll try to for the entertainment value. But if you guys just want to talk as your characters, again, don't need to do accents or anything special, just talk as them, though, as they would. And just kind of describe yourselves in a basic sense to the party. I encourage that heavily. If you do want to do it in just like a matter-of-fact tone, that's fine as well.
Alrighty, so... for lack of a better term, waddling up from the carts we have been guarding on this little caravan is an absolutely minuscule creature. One has to wonder what kind of kobold has purple scales, but upon closer examination, it's patchy. It's not entirely. It looks like... Is that dye? No. That looks more like a blast mark of some sort. What was originally silver scales has, over the course of a lifetime of failed laboratory experiments in the employment, petship, adoption, apprenticeship, in the apprenticeship of a great wizard, far greater than himself, the tiny silver-scaled kobold has managed to accrue a bit of a, shall we say, magical tan. He walks about, he's barely, standing is barely even a word to use, at around just over 2 feet and half an inch, you might guess, if you were being very generous. And wearing a little set of loose robes, no pants, and a tiny wizard's hat. Not tiny in comparison. Oh no, it's quite large upon him. But to anyone with a head larger than a child's, it is quite a tiny wizard hat. He waddles up to the rest of the party, sitting around the fire as we enjoy this moment's respite, and takes off his hat, tipping it in as you do. Good evening, sirs. It occurs to me that we have not quite chewed the fat, as it were.
I don't understand what you mean by this expression, you meatbags chewing fat. So disgusting.
Oh, it is, you see, it is a turn of phrase for used usually, say, over dinner conversations, due to the fact that, you'll usually speak in between mouthfuls of food. And when you're eating, say, meat, which is a common occurrence amongst more noble types where the term originates, you're usually chewing upon fat for a great deal longer period of time than most foods. And I feel like I've started to ramble here a little.
The one of the merchants that's currently sitting around the table, a Dragonborn spice merchant, a female, recognizes you're a kobold, correct?
Tiny
kobold.
Correct.
So she recognizes you're kind of small for what kobolds typically are. But she also quickly only gestures to the other members of the party and says, "Do you all know this creature?"
Oh, no, this is a very recent acquaintanceship, ma'am.
I see.
Tips Wizard Hat.
And your kind aren't typically known for their speech, let alone candor.
Oh, many thanks for this, I presume, compliment? I hope compliment. Let's be honest. I hope compliment.
I will not say whether it is one way or the other. You will take it as you will.
Compliment it is.
She then returns to her soup, keeping an eye on you.
My wagon of thought has abandoned me in between this interruption. Oh dear. I couldn't say train because that's an anachronism.
All right. So, another one of the merchants, a half-elf, as you can tell, a bit of an older man, but for a half-elf, and recognizing his age, you also note that he quickly stands up and moves away from the kobold. He moves away from your character, Master. But he doesn't do so in the sense that he is fearful or worried, more so that there's something about you that bothers him. Again, not really fearful.
What are you moving for? There's no reason to move.
I don't...
And you see a rather large tiefling who has a sleeveless hooded jacket, and his horns go through his hood, so it's always permanently affixed to his face. So his face is always obscured, and it's very hard to tell. And I want you to picture Nightcrawler from the X-Men movies with the raised skins and tattoos embossed on his skin. It's very similar to that. And Decoria has a purple hue to his skin, and you always see his tail slowly flittering back and forth as he sits and observes the interaction, and finally decided to pipe up and question the mercantile as to why he felt the need to move when there was no apparent reason to.
Landrin appears to be sketching you.
I am moving away from the kobold, mainly because, as I am mainly a spice merchant, I have quite a bit of the residue on me, and as I understand it, kobolds are not a fan of vicious smells and spices. It is out of concern for this creature that I moved away.
I didn't want to say anything, but I appreciate the considerations. My nose was starting to itch.
Yes.
Goes back to sketching.
My apologies. I did not mean to offend.
Oh, none was taken. Resume sketching.
Oh, I took it. So, just so that we're clear, I took offense.
Okay.
Whenever the spice merchant stops talking, you see the shrouded, hunched-over figure in dyed black leather. in like a very deep, gruff voice. It sounds like a razor. It smells like a rat's ass here. Oh.
Ooh, I can do something about that actually if you need some help.
Thank you for the offer. In the same voice, as the hunched over figure begins shoveling soup into its beak, sticking out from under its hood.
Alright, suddenly you see the massive metal man turn. I've been kind of mindlessly tinkering on whatever gizmo I happen to be. You don't even know what it is, but I do. I turns like, what is this just nonsensical drivel you meatbags are always going on about?
I believe the term is idle chatter.
In the midst of this conversation, a third figure approaches. A much smaller, shorter figure than the two you have come to know around the fire. And at first you believe it a dwarf, but then you realize it's actually a rather large child. Large is in the sense of fat, like obese.
Greetings, fat meatbag.
What
do you want?
Hey, my apologies.
Your corporeal being would make quite a decent projectile if you want to try out my ballista later.
No. I'm rather good, thank you. Miss Rin, the female Dragonborn, looks up sharply. What is it, Iggly? Our cart is missing some supplies, and a couple of the other people, the other merchants, have also reported small thefts. Thefts? What thefts? Who would steal amongst us merchants? She gives a sharp eye to the kobold.
Do you know what's missing specifically, or is that confidential?
Speak nothing more, Iggly. And quickly, Argo, the half-elf, older man, stands up. I do believe it is untoward to be suspicious just because someone is a kobold, Rin. Quickly, Iggly, could you please tell me at least what's missing from my cart? I assume you checked on your way over. I did. All that's missing is 2 short swords and a small set of quivers full of arrows and bows. What?
Specifically weapons for the more dexterously inclined.
While they're talking about the kobold, my character's just gonna put their soup down, just like gonna slink off, preferably behind one of the carts.
Are you trying to do this stealthily?
Yes.
Okay, can you roll me stealth? I don't know, roll 20.
27.
Alright. That is... well, I guess I should say that's an obvious success. So, nobody notices you slurk off. I think slurk might be the wrong... Lurk off.
Yeah, close enough. Slither away.
Alright. Anyone else want to take some quick actions, or are you going to continue with that? Is there something else you're doing?
Landrin is actually going to hike his tiny pantless ass off from his feet, put down his little sketchbook. If anyone looks, there is a rough draft of these, what Landrin is presuming to be some sort of lackluster skeletal structure of, and just a little diagram of the waving motions that Tail was doing earlier. And he is going to go over to see if he can't render some assistance in the investigations.
Alright. Anyone else going to be joining him?
Decoria just kind of, I'm too old for this, and kind of gets up and wanders over and says, well, we're here to guard. The least we could do is help investigate as well.
Alright.
Yeah, Kiko is gonna follow in the shadows. Just watch. See what happens.
I put down my project and stand up. It's like, all right, I might as well join in. Might get to test some of my weapons on some meatbags, maybe.
Alrighty. Alright, so
I'm
each of
just going to stand a little bit further from you if you don't mind, sir. Scoot.
Alright, so both Rin, or Nova Rin, and Argo del Corvo, those are the two that have been talking with you both. Argo being the half-elf, and Nova being the the Dragonborn. They both escort you, unofficially, along with Igly, to a set of the carriages. I'll actually draw these, just because I think this would actually be a helpful visual. Alright, so the caravans are kind of set up like
so.
Yeah. This is where you guys were, over here. And,
That crisp sound of a marker hitting parchment.
yeah. And that's kind of like the encirclement. This being the fire.
Dude, do it some more.
Glad you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Oh, it's a nice fire.
Thank you. These are
You're
each
welcome.
caravans. Oh, and each of you are going basically this direction, right here. And you're going around here. Alright, I'm not going off view, am I? Nope, I don't look like I am. Good.
Nope, you're good.
Yeah, I know the camera isn't covering the whole sheet, so... Yeah, you guys are going to be working your way over here, which is where the core bit of the theft has been noticed. So, I will... Unfortunately, these are all I have to represent you guys, so... Forgive me that they don't represent you correctly. Alright, so... Obviously, they're oversized for, like... Obviously, the caravans are bigger than each of you, so... Alright, so... Wait. Who's in the shadows looking off?
That would be me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll put you over here. Alright, and... I'm not miscounting everybody here. So we got that. Alright, I think that's everybody. I didn't miscount who we got in the party, do I? No, it's only 4.
You know what's really fucked up? Point Buy has retroactively removed the negative strength that kobolds take, and I'm like, nah, I don't deal with this equality bullshit. Kobolds suck at strength, and you can't take that from me.
I get you. Alright, so just
2 feet tall.
actually, I'm gonna make sure that the 2 merchants are easily identified as not being you guys. I'll just use these 2 markers pieces I printed off to represent them. So these are the 2 merchants. They're behind you guys, and this is the core investigation area. And obviously I got to throw into that's Igly right there. Alright, so you guys are in the area where the reports are. You'll notice that there's a lot, well, I say you'll notice, I'm not going to drive every single one of them, but there's a myriad of different merchants and their families all spread about, kind of a little worried, not quite panicky, but very worried that a number of their items have been stolen. Some of the older merchants are kind of trying to laugh it off, say like, oh, maybe it's just one of the kids, or maybe one of our guests misplaced something and thought something that was theirs wasn't. You hear a bit of a chatter about it. The older folks trying to keep the younger calm, the younger being a little bit more quick to anger, quick to accuse. But again, no full-blown panic.
Well, first and foremost, where were the items missing stored? There might be tracks or some sort of left-behind clues that we might pick up upon.
Alright, do you want to roll investigation?
I would.
Alright.
I'm enjoying this voice way too much.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Alright, go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation. Yeah.
As for me, I need to practice my HK-47.
Greetings, meatbag. That's a 6.
Wait. Okay, so...
My first roll of the campaign, ladies and gentlemen, is a 2. which is the number of feet I am. How appropriate.
Wait, so...
Don't forget that half inch.
Yeah, the way Roll20 displays rolls is a bit weird. What's the two numbers?
Oh,
So that
well,
would count. That would count as if it was being rolled as advantage. So it would
Oh,
be the
okay, so
higher
that's
in
why
the
there's a
roll.
second. Okay, no. So,
Or,
Yeah.
or
Alright.
disadvantage.
I would
Yeah,
say...
there's a toggle in roll 20 that automatically clicks it on so that every roll is at
Okay.
advantage. That's on your side in the settings.
Yeah, but it's stupid, so don't do it.
How do I turn off that?
No, he's a heretic. No.
Why would I want to leave advantage on? Like, it's confusing. It's two different numbers.
Well, it's not roll with advantage. It's two rolls, and you determine which one you use based off of. If it's advantage, it's advantage, or normal.
Well, it's normal, so...
So I use the 6.
Okay. Alright, so you rolled a 6. Alright, so what you're able to determine about the scene of the crime is that several barrels are misplaced or construed. 2 of them are open. A little roughly, as you can tell. It doesn't look like they were properly, carefully opened to look for the supplies. Something quickly and rapidly pulled it open. But that's all you're able to ascertain, based on a brief look around.
I don't mean to be a bit of a nosy. I'm not entirely sure what would apply to a kobold, but you might want to get those barrel lids checked out afterwards. Whoever opened them did it a little faster than they were designed to open. I don't have any funny alliterations for this, I'm afraid.
I would like to investigate the barrels to determine if they were pried open with like a weapon or if they were pried open with a crowbar.
Alright, you want to roll me investigation as well?
I would like to assist.
That's
Never
a
mind, he
22.
doesn't need it.
Natural 20.
No,
Nat 20. Alright, so you're able to... You approach the barrel, and you noticed the splintering of how it was torn open was definitely aggressive. But you can tell by the way it was pulled open that it was pulled open by something fairly short. Not a very tall creature. You also notice that what was taken you notice from your familiarity with the minor familiarity, I should say, with the area, that goblins are typically known to be in the plague and bother caravans and merchants and those who travel on this route. But you also know that they're not typically known to sneakily steal things, especially when they feel they outnumber those that they're attacking. So you very much easily speculate that either very few goblins or goblin-like creatures must have broken into the supplies of the merchants, but for some reason they felt outpowered or outnumbered, and then so just sneakily stole the stuff and scamped away, as opposed to their typical tactic of quickly attacking and raiding, grabbing everything while distracting or attacking the guards or merchants, ascertaining very, very few casualties, and that they must have left. That's a standard tactic, but in this case, they were more fearful.
I would like to address the merchants and say, well, it appears as though that we're dealing with an elite band of goblins. Generally, they would come in and attack in numbers and flee relatively quickly. But the way these the barrels have been destroyed, it appears as though that something of a diminutive stature with a significant amount of strength was able to rip these open and take items and beat feet real quick without us noticing it. So working off of what I have, it would have to be an elite group of goblins that work more than quick attack tactics and actually stealth and try and do things. It's rare, but we do encounter them on the road occasionally.
Landon blinks slowly and looks at you. I don't mean to detract from that lovely explanation and theorizing, but did you just use the term elite in front of goblins?
You would be surprised. There are goblins that are very
surprised.
All right.
Well, I've met some, so trust me, it is a fact.
Alright, so one of the merchants, first Igley shows noticeable fear. He's very frightened. He's immediately jumped. you've already been able to ascertain just by being around the guy that he's a little bit edgy, a little bit fidgety, but he seems particularly panicked. In response to this, the half-elf merchant, a spice merchant, goes over and comforts him, and immediately addresses what you had to say. Goblins. Well, that is incredibly odd. And yes, they're common in this area, we knew that, but like you said, they don't typically attack and stealth in these areas. The ice tribes always attack in front. They always feel at a distinct advantage. We felt safe traveling at this time of year, though, because the weather is calm. Standardly, they like to attack during blizzards and harsh weather and winds. They are less affected by such effects, whereas we merchants and traders are more heavily affected by weather and are very unfamiliar with the route and area. This is incredibly odd. As if you believe them, says the Dragonborn, the female Dragonborn merchant. As if you believe them. These people joined us only recently. You expect us to believe that goblins, especially the local ones, sneakily stole our supplies, and what did they steal? Not even our most valuable possessions. Not gold, not our stocks, incredibly high stocks of potions and other valuables. They steal minor short bows and small blades. Goblins fashion their own weapons. Why would they take ours?
Because yours are better? Just a theory.
This is
all
true.
theory crafting.
This may be true, but goblins aren't known to steal these types of items. That is what I'm saying. This makes no sense.
Well, it is common knowledge that goblins occasionally are controlled by higher beings, such as hobgoblins and the like. So if they are instructed to do so, that is what they will do. So when you say that this is not akin to what they do, if there's a new big bad that's come into their territory, they are immediately submissive and they will do what they are told. So to say that what I predict is to be inaccurate and false is a serious injustice to us. We're standard guards and adventurers. We've been doing this much longer than you've been traveling. So to make an assumption like that is poor on your own behalf, especially given the fact that this could now potentially be more dangerous and your life could be at risk.
Roll me persuasion real quick with advantage, especially after that little soliloquy.
How do I do at advantage in roll 20? I will just roll 2.
It's almost like we had a handy tool for this. It's almost like we had a handy tool for this.
What do you mean?
17.
17, okay. Alright, you successfully...
Did you make an NPC sheet for your character?
No, it's because I use roll 20, so that's how the rolls push over. Not roll 20, D&D Beyond.
Okay. So... Alright, so you so you notice that Nova's face, well, as you could tell with the Dragonborn, seems to settle a little bit. Her eyes aren't as sharp, she isn't as aggressive. She quickly just takes a real quick... My apologies. I am not this suspicious of newcomers, but as of late we've been mistreated a few times in this damned nation. Ever since we come here, we've been extorted by guards, and several other merchants on the road who are from here have swindled us a few times. Even for a merchant, it's rather hard around here. I apologize for my suspicion.
It's all right. I as of this moment, we're all a little in shock. There could be something lurking that we're not quite aware of as of yet, and we have to maintain vigilance, and you were just being vigilant. I understand. Your apology is accepted, but I believe we should probably station some more guards around the caravan this evening to increase our watch for the night to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
On the topic of vigilance, I'm gonna look kind of like to the north. I'm just gonna like loop around the caravan to the left and just like start looking around.
Alright,
See if I see any.
Alright, so more this way or more this way? What'd you say?
Yeah, that way to the left.
Alright, so.
Or wait.
I mean, keep in mind, I'm coming from this direction, so you're.
Okay, towards you.
Okay, towards me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like look
So you're
around,
gonna-
see what I see, like off in the distance, see if I see
Wanna
any tracks.
indicate northwest, southeast, just for
Alright.
direction.
And you're just looking basically in all directions.
Yeah, pretty much. Just looking around, see if I see anything, like footprints.
As loath as I am to suggest any sort of split up when we know there are at least some sort of untoward presences, at least within the region, might it be a little more proactive to attempt to discover the miscreants and recover the goods in question?
So I hear what you're saying, but then the concern would be is what guards would be left for the caravan if us 4 or 3 were to adventure out and try to find or ascertain the location of the miscreants.
It's at this line that Argo, the half-elf spice merchant, quickly says, "Well, each of us are armed, though we are merchants. We do keep weapons on ourselves, daggers and small blades. Of course, you are correct. We are not incredibly well armed, and only a few of us are experienced adventurers or retired ones at the very least. But we feel confident we can defend ourselves if you feel you need to go off and investigate. Of course, this is my take, Nova. Nova, the Dragonborn female merchant states, I personally would rather that they go investigate. However, I do know that my opinion is not always right. I would say that as I am not in a place to give orders to these adventurers, I will leave it up to them."
Don't you employ us? I was under the impression your orders were exactly where you were in place. That came out wrong.
Just to re-ascertain for the party, you guys are guarding them, and you were hired on the spot, but you weren't hired by Nova or you weren't hired by Argo either. You guys were hired by the caravan leader, who is currently not in the camp. He wrote, for context, he's not in the camp right this minute, but he left only a little while ago, and it's believed he just went a little bit ahead down the road just to see if there was any obstructions in said road. So he's on his way back, assumedly, within the next hour.
Presumably.
So if you guys wanted to wait for him, that's an option. Just letting you know.
I forget. I zoned out. Did we ever get a read on those tracks all of us have been asking about?
No. I was gonna address each thing individually. So in the case of you going around here, can you roll me? I'll just do perception. I don't even know if I'll do necessarily investigation. I think just raw perception on the one.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Oof. That's a natural one.
Though I run critical role rules, I think I'll be nice first day, so I'm not gonna abuse you for that one. I'll go easy on you guys this time, even though I typically roll critical rolls. I'll let that one slide. So I'll just say you failed it. So as far as you can tell, grass is green, sky is dark, because it's nighttime. Alright, so anyone else wanted to take any investigatory actions? You guys gotta talk amongst yourselves, decide what you want to do.
Yes, Landrin would like to follow behind dear... God damn it, I forgot your character's name.
Which one?
I don't... Max.
What? I'm sorry, Ed.
What's everyone's character names?
Oh. Ballistarius.
I'll say it, by the way, just so we know. This is Belisarius, Landrin, And that's, what's your name again? Your character's
Yes.
name?
Gloria.
Gloria, okay, yeah. That's him. So, just to identify.
Already. Landrin would like to follow behind Belsarius while he is going around looking for tracks and perhaps continue investigating.
Alright, so
Kinda
you want to go,
check
like, you want to follow his path, or did you want to just slip in behind him, like, there?
follow his path, looking for.
Okay.
Specifically, he's not just going to look for tracks, he's also going to look for signs of recent disturbance of the dust and dirt and everything. Like if someone had, say, brushed it with a branch or something,
Alright.
smooth it out to hide tracks.
Roll me an investigation.
I'm gonna assume that since I rolled a natural 1, I'm out of stealth now,
Yeah, you are out of stealth.
at least.
Yep. They know where you are.
Yeah. But I probably don't
How long
notice
have you
that.
been there?
And I'll throw this in. Nova, after you rolled out of stealth, she went, "Why are you lurking?" A little bit of her old suspicion coming up, but she's still trying to give you guys the benefit of the doubt. But she's now a little bit more suspicious because you were lurking. In her mind, unnecessarily.
I'm gonna repeat in the Kobold's tone, or elite goblins.
That's incredibly unnerving, and it's
Telephone. Oh well. Oh, that wasn't. I thought it was a ringtone. Someone actually have an old-timey telephone?
I scrapped them for parts because they were so bad. They're useless.
Alright. Landrin, did you roll your investigation? Okay. So you rolled a 6?
It could be a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, he's the one on the line. Sorry. Still gotta memorize everybody's voices.
Yeah.
Also, in the original gruff voice is going to be like, I'm also looking for tracks.
sorry. I got a call from my parents. Oh, back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry. Everything okay?
Yeah, they wanted to do dinner tonight.
Okay. Right. So you rolled investigation, correct?
I got another 6. Well, I got another 2, but my modifiers bring it up to 6.
Okay. That's better than 1, so I want to give you something, but 6 is kind of low. Hold on, let me
6 doesn't pass the overwhelming majority of DCs.
No, it doesn't. At the same time, though, I'm gonna roll what my old DM called a luck die. Just basically, if I'll actually ask if the party's okay with this. So when I, as the DM, feel that you guys are getting really like a lot of bad rolls in a row, I'm gonna and I feel like I really want to give you guys a second chance. I'm gonna roll a D20. And what my old DM did, and keep in mind, you're free to say that you guys don't want this, you feel like it goes against the roll system in a way. But what my old DM used to do is he would roll a d20, he would call it the luck roll, and if he got above a 16, which is highly unlikely, but if he got above a 16 and up, it basically meant you guys could roll again. Lady Luck smiled on you.
This sounds like a reverse Lamenter table.
Kinda. He was a pretty cool guy. So if you guys don't want to roll with those, that kind of like add-on roll, that's fine. I'll leave it up to you guys.
The Deus Ex Machina.
Kinda like.
It's the question of pride versus that's a lot of 1s and 2s.
Yeah. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you guys want to allow? Hey, are you guys? I know I'm the DM and I gotta make the rules, but I do want the players to have a say in like something like that. So do you guys want to allow that kind of bonus rule or just let it lie? And keep in mind it'll be at my discretion. So like.
I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I mean,
The
I
wind-
make
Play with
decisions
the
like that.
winds. the winds of fate.
Alright, let me roll a luck, see if Lady Luck is smiling on you guys.
Yeah, I'll say it's not like.
Through me. No, she is not. Okay.
Yeah.
That was bad. I just rolled a nat 1 for your luck roll. Luck don't like you guys today. Yeah, so, yep, with that 6 rolled and Lady Luck not wanting to give you a second chance. As far as...
people who can investigate things, not just Landrin.
Correct.
Oh yeah, I haven't rolled yet. So
Landrin, as far as Landrin's concerned, though, there ain't nothing. It's a field. Some grass is disturbed, some is not. It could be the wind. It could be a jackrabbit. Could be anything for all I know.
I can imagine just how many optional side content notes he's just tossing to the wind. Sad. Yeah, we're gonna meet the final boss so underleveled.
Alright, Pierce, did you want to roll investigation? Or...
So I turned to him, was like, I'm assuming that you don't want me to flamethrower all of your wagons to make sure I get all the belligerent meat bags, right?
Alright.
That's
what I'm asking. I'm asking the merchants.
Can you repeat the question?
I'm saying, I assume you trader meatbags don't want me to douse all of your wagons in fire to make sure I get these
Nova...
filthy little goblins.
Nova gets very irate. She kind of bares her fangs a little bit. She went, "What?" And quickly, Argo puts his hand in front of her to stop her from getting old school lizard on your ass. And Argo's, "We would prefer that you do not cause much damage to our situation and our supplies."
Very well.
Nearly going cross-eyed with bewilderment, Landrin is just going to walk over to Argo and gently pat his shin, I think, and just kind of tug. Perhaps perimeter security is more your style. I'm so sorry about it.
Alright. So, barring that, I think I will go and investigate the wagons closest to the barrels that were tampered with, just to double check.
Okay,
So I'm just gonna roll investigation, so.
Alright, roll investigation.
You want me to roll on D20 or roll? I have physical dice here if you want me to do that.
You can do physical dice.
Cool.
Just, keep in mind, if you magically get a 20, I'll be skeptical.
Alright, I rolled a 13, and I think I get +5 on investigation.
You get what?
+5?
Alright, let me check.
Wait, that's impressive, too.
Yeah, I'm high intelligence.
You're higher than the wizard.
Nice.
Well, I'm an artificer, so. Unless you want me to nerf that.
No, that's fine. We'll go with that. So 16. You said you rolled 16?
I rolled a 13.
Okay, 13 plus 5.
18.
18. Sorry.
Okay. 18 passes. So you notice around the barrels towards the ground that there are footprints, very subtle ones in the grass, easy to not notice, especially since the grass, as the way it flows and ebbs, can easily obscure it. But your sharp mechanical eyes are easily able to ascertain the footprints.
What do your mech eyes see?
I am very detail oriented. I'll say that most of the time.
Right. And it trails off. You notice a couple other different ones, of course, like tracks that go alongside it and move in sporadic patterns. But these are there is this one very specific one that's very notable amongst the tracks.
So do I have enough to estimate the number of individual tracks?
Yeah, you rolled high enough. Yep, you're able to ascertain that the number of tracks that specifically hit this camp, or at the very least hit this set of carriages, adds up to about 7, 8 different goblins. A couple were smart enough, which was odd for goblins, to obscure their tracks in others' trails, but you're able to tell with the depth of the track that multiple goblins were intentionally stepping on each other's footprints in the dirt and the mud.
They march in single file. No. They appear to march in single file to obscure their numbers.
Oh my god.
Magnificent bastards.
Bastards.
Alright, so seeing this, I stand up and very loudly proclaim to everyone, it's like, I've found where the belligerent meatbags have gone. Would you like me to exterminate them for you?
Quickly, Nova and Argo both look at one another. Nova quickly, as you can tell, grabs Igly and goes to speak with the group, or the formulated group and crowd of the other merchants for the caravans. Basically to run down the situation with them. And Argo says, give us just a brief moment to see if the people would prefer at least one or two of you to stay, or if we feel safe enough with our own numbers and our own equipment to defend ourselves until you return. Okay, we're gonna roll. After about 5-ish minutes, they try and be as quick as possible, but you can tell there's a little bit of dissension amongst them of like who agrees with what. And quickly, Nova runs over and says, "We would feel safest if you actually go and investigate. We feel we can defend ourselves at least for the short time we suspect you're gone. Do you know what direction the prince went?"
Let's see, what direct is that? That's facing, it goes, is that west and
would
then
This
south?
would be south. It curves south.
So I saw the tracks, they went out of the camp and turned due south.
Argo quickly walks up and goes, I believe we know what's in that direction. Igly quickly like slumps over, and he's looking pretty fearful, but he's calmed down since he feels that you guys are taking charge. The situation seems to be handled, so he's a little bit calmer. Igly, you are the most familiar with this particular route in terms of everyone who's here, as opposed to the caravan leader. By chance, do you know what's in that direction? Only an old lumber mill, abandoned a little while back. It's of an old make, and it's not very safe. It's been cordoned off by the local townsfolk of the town to the west. But I can't see why anyone would go there. It's, again, not very safe.
I'd like to point out just for a moment that traveling in general through lands that have goblin tribes within them doesn't exactly qualify for the term in general. But yes, we appreciate the warning.
Okay.
Whenever he says, whenever Igly just finishes his speech, like you're just gonna pipe up again in the Kobold's voice. Again, elite goblins, but like more stern.
It's rather disconcerting that you continuously do that.
Go.
In my expertise, you meatbags often don't seem to take care of yourselves or really seem to care much for your safety, even if you make it out to be, so I don't know why they wouldn't be hiding in the lumber mill.
Argo quickly notices that Igly's kind of getting scared of you guys, so, it kind of gestures him away. Yes, well, an old lumber mill would be a prime spot for goblins to hide out. Though, if I may give an advice, not insulting your intelligences, but I would say be very careful, and I would recommend being more on the stealthy side of things. We may have been hit by a small number here, but as I've said, typically when goblins attack, especially the local ice goblins, they attack along these routes in large numbers. Just because this small band attacked in, well, small numbers, doesn't necessarily mean the camp is not well populated.
Fair point. I suspect it would be best if we ambushed them with some strategy.
Alright.
With strategy.
Right. Argo quickly offers his hand out to, wait, who's closest to him in this case? He offers his hand out to... sorry, I gotta get your name down. What's the character's name again?
Decoria.
Decoria. Yeah, I gotta get that down. Oh, I barely had enough time to memorize, the other guys' names. Alright, so... he offers his hand out to Decoria as a way to like shake your hand and say thank you for taking this risk for us, and bids you guys good luck. Before I say that with too much confidence, did you take his hand, or do you have any reason to object?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay. So he shakes your hand and wishes you guys luck, and ensures you that they will stay in that position as long as the caravan leader does not order them to head to the next town immediately. But they will do their best to maintain their current position.
Okay, so the plan was we'll catch up to them in the next town when the caravan will
Possibly.
Pessimism.
And in Eggly's voice, lumber mill.
Alright, so I assume the whole party is heading to the lumber mill?
Yep.
Alright. Whee! Alright, well, let me switch sheets here. Apologize for how dirty the table is. This is my painting table, so. There's a lot of painting stains. Alrighty, so you guys make your way through the brush and some, a thin tree line, not an incredibly thick amount of trees. You guys can see a good decent distance around each of the trunks and the branches and the small shrubbery. So do you guys want to make any kind of actions or anything along the route? It's a short distance between where the caravan stopped and where the lumber mill is. But is there anything you guys want to do along the way? Talk shop, strategy, anything like that?
Yes, actually. Landrin would like to go through the party and cast
No, go ahead.
prestidigitation on them during the journey so that we don't have any real scent in case the wind, in case we end up upwind of the enemy encampment.
Okay. So what's the name of the spell again?
Prestidigitation.
Alright.
I can do stuff like clean, create little sensory effects, make teeny objects. I can mess with smells and whatnot, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I can even mess with temperatures.
Alrighty. So you cast that. I assume nobody in the party objects for any reason.
My character's not going to like it, but...
Okay.
Not going
Is something the matter? Stairs. Continue staring.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, what is it?
My exterior could use a cleaning. I hadn't gotten to my polishing yet today.
Oh, well, I've got just the thing for you. Once he finishes prestidigitationing all the smells away from dear Argos, he is going to make him sparkle, or shiny. He's going to clean him up real good. Because that's the thing the spell can do. It cantrip, technically, but you know what I mean.
Alright.
He's also going to just kind of hike up onto his shoe, foot, boot, something he can hold on to, and slowly throughout the journey just kind of cast mending a couple of times on him in case there's any dinks or dents or chips or whatnot. Just a nice little fix up while we're on the road.
Alrighty. So you clean up. Oh, Funkmaster, you okay? You dipped in and out of connection-wise. At least
Did I?
that I eyeballed.
No,
Is that me who's been making that noise? Did I?
Maybe? And I haven't
I
heard
have
it.
not been touching any buttons.
no, that was me and the other guy. We swapped up our names.
Okay. Alrighty. So each of you in the party make your way to the lumber mill. You guys slowly approach the structure as you start to see it off in the distance. It's on it's a decently sized set of buildings, about 4 or 5 buildings. 3 of the 4 or 5 buildings are sheds, as you can tell. They're where the workers used to store their tools and their supplies. 2 of them, in fact, don't even have proper walls. It's more or less just a roof held up by some pillars. And in the other 2 buildings cases, one of them has crushed in, like weather and effects and things have caused that building to mold and rot away, so its foundation fell apart. So you can tell it's kind of caved in, kind of stuck in.
Was I just removed from the voice call? Because you guys kept talking, and I kept hearing you, but my icon wasn't on there.
Well, I was saying, I've noticed that several times, and I don't know why it's doing that. So, if you guys can still hear me, then I'm assuming the problem isn't really a problem. It's just doing, maybe it's a weird visual thing Discord's doing.
This is going to be really annoying if it cuts me off out of nowhere.
That would suck. Yeah. Suck. Would you like to repeat that?
No,
So, yeah.
I wouldn't. I like my first takes, no matter how much they suck.
So.
And they suck.
So the last thing that you guys can tell is like the main lumber mill, the large structure. It has a decently sized saw, a hand grinded saw. It would take like 3 or 4 pretty muscular workers to rotate this thing, and you guys could tell it's meant to saw like logs, like full logs right down the middle, make it cuttable and easily for transport. But like with everything else, it's showing its age, its decay, its lack of being cared for. It's a big, large, rusty saw. It's been left out. But as far as you guys can tell, on immediate glance, you can't see any goblins. So that's all I'm going to reveal without perception. I think that's all the stuff that would be obvious. So, anyone want to do investigation or anything like that?
Lumber, the backbone of any army.
Huh?
You said lumber, the backbone of any army. I thought it was food, but lumber it is, I guess.
Yeah, typically it's food, lumber, and women. You gotta have entertainment.
Yes.
Depends on how quickly you want to move, anyways. You might have to abandon that particular baggage. But anyways,
Landrin would like to gaze upon the structure, or structures, I'm not entirely sure, and see if there's any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here, signs of habitation or passage or just general travel, even if it's not particularly recent.
Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I'm
All right.
correct.
Roll investigation with advantage.
Alrighty, real dice, let's go. Okay, I'm really happy it's with advantage.
All right. What's your advantage? What's the better roll?
The better roll's the 2. So 6.
That was the better roll?
You don't want me to tell you what the worst roll is. because
I'm
I
assuming
think
a 1. I mean, there's
this
2,
to
1. There's no other number that's worse unless you're rolling the wrong die and you're rolling for 0.
inverted dice.
Okay, so you got a 6. As far as you can tell, there is signs of damage, there's signs of scratches and stuff, but as far as you can tell, you're not sure if that's caused by any habitation or just wildlife occasionally hopping in and out, using as temporary shelter.
An easy way to tell that is if the smell. Is there any shit? Is there any deer shit? Bird shit? That's an easy way to tell the difference.
Going based off your roll.
Wouldn't that be rolling for nature?
I'll allow it to be a separate roll. Would that be rolling for nature though?
It's
I did
the
specify that. Yeah, I did specify checking to make sure it isn't from wild sources.
Okay. Yeah, roll nature.
I have proficiency in that as well, thank goodness.
Alright. Please roll better than 2. Lady Luck is hating our rolls today. Even mine.
So, what did you say about that critical roll table?
You mean the rule?
Yeah, for ones.
The critical role rule, and this is how I've always done it. This is how my DM used to run it back in my games. The critical role rule is if you roll a nat 1, you're fucked, royally. Typically, if you have like other stats and stuff that bring it above a 1, as long as it wasn't a funny situation, the DM would like just not treat it as a nat 1. But if you rolled a nat 1 and you didn't have any, bonuses to bring the score up above a 1, you were fucked. Like, basically he would pull out... because of the just sheer amount of bad luck, something incredibly horrible would happen. Like in one case, just give an example from the campaigns we would run. We were in the cave and we were fighting a set of werewolves. Or lycanthropes, as they're referenced in the monster manual, but they're werewolves specifically. And we were fighting them, and I rolled a nat 1. I can't remember what exactly the roll was for. I think actually it was initiative. I rolled a nat 1, and without missing a beat, he summoned an Umber Hulk.
Oh.
One level above ours.
Oh. That's unpleasant.
Oh yeah, we wiped actually, because the werewolves are already enough of a challenge. Add an Umber Hulk helping them, we died. But that's an example of the critical role rules. Is you get a nat 1 and don't get any kind of stat that pulls you out of that 1, you get royally fucked. But like I said, I'm not gonna run with those rules first game, just to let everybody acclimate. I'll pull it on you guys later.
I have a suggestion.
Hmm.
Due to this natural 1, I would like to ask if you would permit to say that Landrin sees what he presumes to be some large bird of prey signs. Because he's terrified of birds.
Wait, so it's a nat 1 and nothing's bringing that number up at all for you? It's just a nat 1?
I mean, I have a plus 1, 2, 3. I have a plus 4 to nature.
That comes out to 6. All right.
No, that comes out to 5.
Oh, I miscounted. Sorry. Right. I'll say yeah. There is a large. A cloud seems to brush over the moonlight above you guys, and the shadow of said cloud looks exactly like a very large predatory bird.
Landrin is gone. Like, one moment he's there, and the next moment there's a teeny little tail sticking out of one of the other characters' cloaks or something.
Which character?
You guys go ahead and decide who he takes refuge under.
I'm probably the biggest one here, so...
Excellent.
Alright, so he's hiding under
I
you.
do have a cape.
Alrighty
I
then.
think.
So, safe to say, Landrin wasn't able to ascertain whether the place was giving off a rad smell. Alright, anyone else want to roll investigation, make any moves? Where we go?
I would like to nice stealth up to the structure.
Alright, roll stealth. Devin.
11?
And that's with your advantages, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's total.
Hold on.
Am I the only one who's rolled above a 10, like just on the dice so far?
There was a natural 20 for the investigation that tells us where these
right.
went.
Well,
Alright. So you So I just made my rules. So all right. So you make your way down in, and you're really, you're nice and crunched. You're nice and stealth. It's very, very hard to see you. And as you're walking through, you set off a small trap. You are able to avoid it. It doesn't cause you any damage. And it was a really odd trap, though. It was a snare. Typically what you would see used on, like, small creatures, like rabbits or hares, things like that. And it was very oddly placed. And as you notice that this trap is there and missed you, you also notice that there's a bunch of some lazily, some expertly hidden traps everywhere. From everything from snares to a couple that are like... I'm trying to give a good visual. I don't know if there's a name for this kind of trap. But you know how you can put like... It's weird. So you know how you have like a fence that has like wooden spikes popped out of it, and then you can have them like fold down and look flat on the ground, and you can obscure them with shrubbery? I don't know if there's...
Punji sticks?
Yeah. They have basically a punji stick style trap as well. In a couple areas. There's also, to you anyway, a very clear path around these. It's in like a weird S shape to avoid any of the traps.
There's about to have Vietnam flashbacks at this point.
So you are, before you go through these, now that you've noticed these traps and know how to avoid them, do you want to notify the party, or do you want to continue? You are still close enough that it will not break you out of stealth to let them know.
Yes, I'm going to notify the party.
Alright.
I'm at least going to, like, point out to one person that there's a pathway as well.
Alright. So... Okay. So you're going to notify the party and repeat that last thing you wanted to do as well?
I'm going to at least, like, tell them of the path as well.
Okay.
Someone. But
Right.
I'll BRB real quick.
Actually, let's take our intermission right now, because we just... Alright. So yeah, everybody, we're going to do a quick intermission, now that you've notified the party and of everybody of the path. And like I said, you were close enough, you didn't have to break stealth. We are going to put a big pause on that, bathroom break and everything. Everybody get a quick snack, maybe. We'll be back in... Let's say 10 minutes. Anyone object to that, or is that too long?
That's fine.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Alright, 10-minute break. I'll be back. Be right back.
Thank you.
Alright, so as we left
Traps
off... Huh?
Traps correct.
Yes, thank you. So you notified the party, as we left off, that that there's where the safe path was, around the S-curve safe path, around the traps, which were, you noticed by chance, because one of them got set off slightly by your presence, and missed you entirely. So you said you notified them, and then you moved ahead, I assume, correct?
Yes, I'm going to move through the S-bend.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Alright, so you clear the path, the S-curve path around the traps. I'm gonna have you roll stealth again. There's a reason for that.
Oh, well, shit.
26.
You said 20. Okay, well,
26.
I'll still roll just in case.
Wait, there was a bird here?
I didn't say that.
What Kenku?
Not anymore, there's not.
You got 26, right?
Correct.
Alright. So you make your way through undetected. As you make your way through, easily squirting around, hitting the very obscure bushes here and there, and only moving right when the cloud coverage over the moon, very, very hard to see. Where would you like to go in the camp? Hold on, let me actually draw that out. Now that we're in the center of the camp. Alright, so this is like the S path I mentioned with the traps.
Just make a little skull that says, "Here be no square." Excellent.
Alright, so this is the safe path that you made your way through. Okay, which one of these was you again? Aha. Alright, so you make your way through. Now, you're in the center of the camp. Alright. And there's the sheds that I mentioned before that are in the kind of this little courtyard of sorts. And then the main building, the big one, is up a short flight of stairs, since it's kind of a cliff's edge right here that goes down. There's some steps that lead to some staircases right here that lead up to the main lumberyard building, and there's just a steep wall that leads up. So all this is on the same same level though, but this is the main lumber building is one level above.
Okay.
And the two ways to get up are these staircases on either side.
So I'm gonna move to the building on my right, or your right.
All right.
Yes.
Ow. So that one.
That one.
Right. So you move to this building.
I'm not gonna go inside it.
Okay, you're just on the outside.
Yes, I'm gonna look inside, see what I see.
Okay, roll me. Considering your luck so far, roll me perception.
Perception. 10.
Okay, hold on.
It's average.
Okay. Shoes on the other foot now. You very easily notice the loudest snoring goblin you have ever seen. It's a small, pale figure, not the typical green that you would green hue you see goblins in. He's kind of a pale blue almost. Clearly evolved in this very wintry, cold environment. He's also got some really noticeable tusks that curve down from his upper jaw. Very odd evolutionary dead end that this goblin seems to have. And he's snoring, like I said, incredibly loudly. Like,
Do you
Is there any other exit to this building?
there is an exit right there. There's the entrance, exit, and there's a window right there. And he is sleeping right here. And he is by himself in this shed.
Okay, it's just one goblin.
Yep, just the one in this shed.
Cool.
Basically, he's you could tell that he's supposed to be a lookout, but he decided to nod off a little earlier than he should have.
So this other exit on the other side, not the window.
This one?
Is it like a door? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a door. A door without it's not an act. There's no door there. It's just an opening where the door should be, but the door is long gone. This one actually has a door though on the side. On the side you're on.
I think you know, you motherfucker, every time I try and pitch it.
Let's see. Okay.
I think you know what needs to be done.
I think this guy must be warmed up a little bit.
Alright.
Well, alright, so I'm just gonna sneak around to that other door. The one that's off its hinges.
Alright.
Or just gone.
It's just gone.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up stealthily, and I'm gonna coup de grace this dude with my rapier.
Damn. Alright. Yeah.
It should, if I remember the correct, for 5e, it should be an instant critical hit.
It is.
Cool. So that means I get an extra damage dice on my rapier,
Yep.
and an extra
Christ.
damage dice from sneak attack.
I
Alright.
don't think this poor goblin is going to have enough hit points to match the amount of die being thrown.
Unlikely, but go ahead. Off chance he survives this shit.
And then, 1d8. That's my rapier damage. And then sneak attack damage. We are 1d6. Which is 6, so 11 plus 4, 15. 15 plus 7 damage.
15
So-
plus 7.
Yeah, so 22. 22 damage.
Alright. On this particular goblin, you kill him.
Nice. Alright. And since this was the lookout hut for that goblin, I'm gonna go to the hut directly across from it on the left.
Alright.
I'll look inside.
Alright, roll me perception again.
Perception. Let's go.
I'm not gonna make you roll it on everyone, but this will be the last one. Just gonna see if your luck runs out. 8.
It's getting there.
Alright. Hold on.
I was like, if I don't see a goblin, I'm just gonna go ahead and call the party over.
You do not see him. And I'm gonna have you roll stealth again.
Stealth again. Oh no. That's not good. Ooh. 21. That was almost a 1.
Good news. He don't see you.
Oh.
I should mention he's awake. You are able to ascertain that with your perception that he is awake. Because you don't hear the snoring, and you do hear him kind of shuffling around.
I see. Do I see him in there?
No. Because the moment you put your head up, where you tried to, you heard him shuffle, and you put your head down.
I see.
So you're not sure if he saw you, and you're not sure if he's still just moving around, maybe looking through some items.
I see. Well, I'm gonna go around the building, see if I see another entrance or another window.
Uh-huh.
And, I'm gonna,
This way or that way?
to the left. Or, wait, south, towards you.
Okay. So this way.
Yeah.
I won't roll perception, it's pretty obvious. Alright, so you notice that there's a window, a very large one right there. And obviously there's the door that was at the entrance. And there's another window right here. But there's no other secondary door like there was over here.
Okay. Is perhaps one of the windows, like, busted out?
This one is busted out. This one is half busted out, like one of the corners is gone, completely gone.
Perfect. I'm gonna look through the window on this one.
Alright, so you're gonna look through this window?
Yeah.
Alright.
See if I can see where he is.
Roll me perception again.
Perception. Oh no. $21.
Okay. You look in and you can very easily see him. You can tell he is alert though. Like he feels like he's being watched. He's kind of bothered, and he hasn't seen you, but he's definitely sensing he's being watched. So now, what you can tell from inside the room is he's right here.
I see. Oh,
And he's kind of shuffling like that around. He's occasionally looking about, swiveling his head a little bit, but he doesn't look directly at the window you're looking through. More or less, he's keeping his eye on the front door and that window.
okay, so I'm gonna...
I will also note that you also notice very familiar looking barrel tops
Yes.
right over in the corner, and a sack, a very large sack actually, of items right there.
I see.
You do note that it's too big to have been just the supplies from your group, your caravan.
I see. Well, I'm gonna pull out my short bow, and since he hasn't noticed me, if I string my short bow and shoot him, would I get advantage?
Yes, I'll give you advantage on this one.
Okay.
The joys of attacking from stealth.
Yes. Because that also means I get sneak attack damage if I'm attacking with advantage.
Classic Skyrim stealth archer.
Yep. 23 to hit.
I'm just waiting for the little dunk
Oh,
noise and the notification to pop up. Critical hit.
I'm sorry, that was my rapier, but it's same bonuses. +6.
Okay. And that hits.
DR would be 3d6 plus 3 total. He takes 11 points of damage.
Alright.
Or wait,
That total?
12 points.
12
He
points.
takes total. Yeah,
Alright.
sorry.
He is still alive. He's got an arrow in him, so you guys can tell he's not feeling great. Yeah, definitely got him, you definitely got him pretty good in the shoulder. But now he's feeling it. He's gurgling a little bit. Do you want...
Another arrow, if I can. If I can manage it.
Hold on, let me make a roll, because there's something I gotta...
Surprise rounds are a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, he rolled bad. So he wants to scream, but he's clearly in so much pain that he can't get out the scream to alert others. So you have another opportunity to kill him.
Okay, yep. No advantage because he doesn't see
No
me.
advantage. No advantage, but he knows you're there and he's fully aware of you.
Cool. 20 hit.
Yep.
He takes 5 piercing damage.
Alright. And he took what before?
Is that enough to drop him?
He's still got a couple points left.
He's more than... Oh, jeez.
I think we might have just ganked one of their big boys. Relatively speaking.
Alright, let me roll.
I've made a mistake.
He is still not able to get the scream out. He's just getting pin cushioned here. He ain't feeling good. Hit him again.
This is just cruel.
This guy is really unlucky.
How about a natural 20?
He's dead. I'm not even doing the math on that one. He's dead. Dead.
This is like that. What's that? It's that robot chicken thing with the stormtrooper killing the Ewok.
Yeah, that was brutal. Oh god.
I shouldn't have got away with this.
No, you really shouldn't have. He had some bad rolls.
The important thing is you did.
Yeah, that is what matters. Okay. Yeah, now I'm gonna signal to the party, if I can.
You're a decent distance away, but they can see you. You know, they can see where you're like kind of in that little corner.
You know what? I'm gonna do something even better. I'm gonna pull out my I think I have flint and steel. I'm just gonna light it and like spark it towards them.
All right, hold
Hold
on.
on there, Jethro.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Jethro.
Well, if I'm behind, what?
Hold on, let me. I can't show you guys what I'm doing, but let me check something.
There could be women and children captive inside for all you know.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say you can do that.
Wait, no, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing. I'm literally sparking my flint and steel at the party,
Okay.
so I can warn them to come to me.
So quick dice flashes, not like you're being too obvious.
Yes,
Right?
I'm not
gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you roll stealth on it. I will say they can see it, considering your vantage point.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
All right, so everybody sees it. Do you guys move in?
Yes, quietly.
All right, I want all of you to roll stealth.
Oh boy. This could have potentially disastrous consequences.
I'll say I killed both the lookouts, so I 100% would see them coming up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give you guys advantage because you did kill the main lookouts, as far as you know.
I got my first roll above a 10 of the game. 18.
Nice.
18.
All right, so 16. I got also 18.
All right.
19.
All of you pass.
Fortunately, I oiled my joints before coming.
Alright, so each of you move up close. And now they are. Alright, so you all are now clumped together. What do you want to do?
Now we burn their houses down.
Yes.
That would be what I would suggest, but
You don't want to...
Seriously though, let's.
so that's what my character would suggest.
Let's continue to investigate.
Okay. So when you say investigate, do you want to slip into this particular house? Do you want to investigate the whole camp? What's your particular move right now?
I think. Sorry, I think we should probably set up a contingency in case we wake up a literal horde if we don't know that is maybe there.
Okay.
So I could probably set up a turret or something like that. That if they come running, they'll run onto.
Remind me, do your turrets make noises or anything like that?
I'd have to check.
Or is there anything visual about them that might draw attention, like glowing?
Only if they active, like if it has like a flamethrower, if it shoots out a flamethrower, it's just a little metal spider thing.
Okay. But otherwise it won't, there's nothing visual that's going to draw attention, sound.
Outside of just little footsteps.
Okay. I won't make you roll stealth on that. Assuming it's smaller than, let's say, Landrin. If it's as small as he is or smaller, I'm assuming it doesn't make hardly any noise at all, even when it's chinking about. So, I won't have you roll stealth.
All right, I'm just.
Right, so where do you want to set up the turret?
All right, so I'm just checking the. Okay, so I'm going to deploy the turret right around like the corner of the building we're behind, right to the wall that's next to the bag.
Like that?
So it's around the corner, so if they come running after us, they have to, I can immediately have it douse a cone of like 15 foot, I think.
Right. So
towards the safe path. So it can, any of that turn and do any cone of flamethrower.
Alright, so basically Call of Duty rules, you set up a claymore. Well, flamethrower claymore. Alright, so let's set up right there. Alright, any other moves people want to make?
Say the TFS line, dude. Say it.
I've
Which...
We're here.
Wait, what's the line?
I only played that like once.
Never mind. If I'm gonna be the only nerd here, so be it.
Dude, we're playing D&D. Inherently, you're a nerd if you're playing this.
Role play more. Hold on, let me check my spell list real quick. I think I have something.
It's the portal turret. Are you still there?
Would anyone perchance like me to deploy a fog cloud somewhere for stealth sneaking in purposes?
I'd say that like right before we if we decide move in for an attack, have that be like a confusion thing. I
was about to say. Oh, wait, we lost Lee Broyles. I just noticed that. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. I was like, I'll notify you if I need it.
Alright, Lee, are you, did you hear all that, or did you cut out?
I cut out a little bit, but I got the most of it with Fog Cloud, the Claymore Flamethrower, so I got pretty much everything.
Yep, so...
Could probably use the fog cloud like a smoke grenade if we needed before going in or anything.
I was about to say, it's going to be seen visually, right?
Or covering our escape.
Kiko, might I see you rapier for a moment?
I'm gonna hold it up. I'm just gonna pull out a cloth and wipe the goblin blood off of it.
Landrin is going to cast magic weapon.
I'm going to tentatively resheath it. I'm just gonna nod at you.
Your sneak attacks are now a little more potent, shall we say. Woohoo. Stabby, stabby.
1.
To attack rolls and damage.
Yeah.
Remember, stealth is optional for this mission.
Always.
Remember, no goblin.
No goblin left alive.
No, it's the Call of Duty.
He says no Russian because
No Russian.
they don't want anyone to know that you're all a bunch of Russians because they want to pin this on the States. And they did, because you're an idiot working for the CIA who are also idiots.
No goblin.
Remember, no goblin.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna continue stealth, I suppose.
Sneaky breaky.
Sneaking a breaky.
Alright. I'm gonna go up to the I'm gonna stealth up to the house. It's just north of us.
Alright.
Your north.
Are you gonna go around or are you gonna go towards the cart?
Around.
Okay.
Behind it.
And I won't bother rolling the thing. Alright, so we'll be up there. I'm gonna say.
Perception.
Yep.
I should have taken disguise self, but I thought to myself, no, that's way too useful.
10.
10.
10.
Uh-oh. Everybody roll initiative.
I'll say, do I need to roll stealth?
Huh?
I'll say, do I need to roll stealth?
Actually, yeah, I'll give you that chance. Roll stealth real quick.
Just not a natural one. 19.
19.
16.
Alright. Okay. Good news. You don't have to roll initiative. You duck just in time for a goblin to run to the window and yell out to the other shed of the guy you just killed. You can't quite tell what he's saying, but you can tell he's not saying it concerned. More like he's, I don't know, perhaps making it.
Comprehend languages.
So at first, before you cast a spell, you hear like, but as you cast a spell, you can start to understand his specific dialect of goblinoid, and you start to hear it in your language. And hey, did you see these rats? They're voluptuous and tasty. When are you gonna share the loot anyway? You've been suffering through it for hours, Greek. Greg, are you there? If you don't say anything, I'm coming over there. Alright, anyone take any action?
Yes, I would like to prepare a firebolt at the door.
What door?
The door
This
of
one?
the other shed.
This right here?
Hold on, I'm not looking at that. Yeah, when he comes out, I'm gonna blast him with the firebolt in conjunction to whatever all the other damage we try and bring him down with.
Alright.
I think it's the. Yeah, it's that one.
That's the boy.
I'll say I can before he leaves. I could sneak attack him at the window.
Couldn't you do voice mimicry to pretend to be a goblin, or?
I could, but I only understand what he's just said, and I don't understand it. I know he said it, and I can repeat it, but I don't know what it means.
Okay.
I mean, but right now, I could reach up and literally just stab him if he's sticking his head out the window.
He is.
Want me to do that? Just sneak attack him?
It's up to you.
I'm asking the party.
Yeah, just stab him. Like, let's all just hit him with our ranged attacks while we know he's there.
I will also let you roll advantage on this one.
Surprise round, let's go.
Yep. Advantage. I'm gonna stab him right in the jugular with my rapier.
Alright.
If it doesn't kill him, get our ranged weapons ready.
24 to hit.
Yep, hits.
Fuck's sake, man.
9 piercing damage.
That's
Wait, no. Yeah, don't worry, sneak attack. Sorry. 14 piercing damage.
And that's all the damage calculated.
Mm-hmm.
You do not kill him.
Oh no.
So you go to stab his jugular, but just in time, he slightly moved his head to the side, and you just you get that knife right up through his cheek into his eye socket. A very awkward hit, but doesn't kill him. No brain damage, just a lot of agony in the face. Hold on, let me roll.
Right through the zygoma.
And he gets a scream out. Roll initiative.
Play the music.
18.
Alright. I keep dropping my die here. Alright.
22.
19.
Alright, so everyone repeat what you got now that I got the enemies.
Landrin has a 22 to initiative.
Alright.
18.
22. You got 18.
Corey has a 19.
And Corey has a 19, you said?
That is correct.
Alright. It's 22, 18, 19. Okay. Just writing down everybody's. And alright. So good news is most of you are going first. Alright, so let me get all the goblins out. By the way, at this point, you all notice as these goblins kind of pour out of their areas. These guys come out of here. That these guys are larger than the typical goblin. They're still clearly goblins, still clearly goblin build. And as I said earlier, they have the same kind of makeup as the first two you guys came across. Very pale blue skin, clearly evolved to be ice goblins. And you also notice that these guys, though, despite having all the features and builds of goblins, are just a little bit buffer and bigger. And it's a little bit more clear now that there's 4 of them. Alright, so as in terms of initiative, let me make sure I get everybody correct.
21, by the way.
Alright, so you said you got 21.
Yeah.
Wait, so you got 21. I thought you said you had 18.
No, 21.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear my 22, or should I restate it?
No, I got it. It's the end of 22. 18. But remind me of your character's name, by the way.
Landrin.
No. I got yours.
Pico. Aiko.
Okay. You said you got 21?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Alright, so that is the effective order. Is Landrin's going first. Landrin's going 20. He's going second. Big mech guy is going. Well, this thing, Goblin and you both tied at 18, so I'll give it to you though, since you're the player. You're going third. The Goblin, Goblin number 2, which is this guy, he's going fourth. Right, and why is it the names of your characters keep leaking out of my... I gotta hear them a lot, don't I? The Tiefling, you are going 5th, and the rest of the goblins are then going after that. If you guys can make out that order. Ah! Fucking paper. Yeah, I don't think you guys can make that out if it looks as bad on your screens as it does mine. Alright.
That's fine.
Okay, but yeah, so... Landrin, you're first.
cast Fog Cloud.
I cast Fog Cloud. Okay. Where are you casting it?
I'm going to cast it in that lower right area of the map, kind of the middle right area of the map, so that it's going to puff up and obscure the vision and leave those three newcomers kind of trapped in blindness because they won't know where they are.
Alright, how big is the cloud? What'd you say? Does it say?
Yes, it does say. I just have to get it out here. It's a 20-foot radius.
20 foot. Okay. Yeah, that would cover all that.
Get tactical Marines.
Nice. Okay. You could measure 5 feet per inch. Is a good. Is usually a good measurement.
Yeah, but that's a cute circle. It looks like a bailiff.
Huh?
I said it's a cute circle. It looks like a bailiff from Berserk.
Pale.
It starts screaming, knock that shit away.
I was doing an estimation based on the measurements, but fuck, where did I put my measuring tape? I know I had one right here.
Yeah, I mean it's just for like movement and stuff.
Well, we can just pick them off as they come out of the fog.
Son of a bitch. Hold on, let me figure out where the hell I put my measuring tape. Of course, the one time I need it. I have no idea where it is. But when I need it.
Oh, no.
And try and pick them off one by one as they come out, and if any of them get loose, bring them in close to the flamethrower. And if we start to lose, we use the flamethrower to cover our retreat.
Don't know where my measuring tape is, but I got a ruler. Alright, so...
That'll probably work out.
So standard 5 feet per inch, you said?
That's usually useful.
5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm assuming that's the center there. So my radius is pretty much the same.
That's pretty good.
Aha! I didn't even need to do it. My estimation was correct. Wahaha.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have doubted the DM.
Never doubt me! My instincts are always correct. Alright. Alrighty then. So, you guys are ready to rumble. So, Landrin, you cast that. I'm assuming that's your action for this.
You best believe it.
Alright, so that means next up we got... Yep, it is you.
So, you see this guy in front of me?
Yes.
I don't like his face.
I would have hoped not. You fucked it up enough.
You're gonna cut it off and wear it.
Yeah. Did you add the +1 to damage when you stabbed him?
No.
So I'd just like to point out that was technically 15 damage.
He's still alive, even in that case.
Just a little bit of bookkeeping.
He's
Okay.
still hurt really badly, but he's alive.
He's got a rapier poking through his cheekbone.
Yeah, since I have him in a little bit of a deadlock here, I'm just gonna risk the rapier.
Hold on, let me just to make this easier on myself, I'm gonna note all the goblins' HPs next to each other. That way I know where everybody's at. Alright, he's goblin number 2, so that means he is... I do the math again. Alright. So...
I'm just gonna pull out my rapier and stab him again.
Alright. So, go ahead and stab him. Go for the roll to see if you get past him. Or hit him.
Yeet. 23 to hit.
Absolutely.
With 12 piercing damage.
He's dead.
And, I'm just gonna, Can I climb up on top of this building?
It's about 7 feet off the ground, so I'd say yes.
Okay, cool. Because I'm going to use my second story work for my thief archetype. So climbing doesn't cost extra movement.
Okay.
And I'm just going to climb up on top of the building and My sneak. Ah, yes, I can hide with cunning action, which allows me to use my bonus action to hide.
Okay. So you killed him, and you're now. Yeah.
No, so should I roll stealth again?
Yes, of course.
Cool.
Although I will say, not that you're rolling at a disadvantage, but you are at a disadvantage with that roll. As all three of those goblins. So what'd you roll? You rolled 11. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second.
One of the goblins still sees you.
Can they see through the fog?
Oh wait, that's right. Fog. I'll roll with a disadvantage. Severe disadvantage then.
Yeah, actually, was it one of the ones in the fog that saw me?
Yes.
Wait, they're all in the fog. Why am I asking?
Alright, never mind. He doesn't see you. His disadvantage roll knocked that out, so.
Nice.
Alrighty, so you're stealthed. They can't see
That's
you.
it. That's my turn.
Alright, that's your turn. Next up is... I believe...
Is that a black war?
Hmm?
Are those Marines?
Space Marines? Yeah.
Okay, it just clicked in my head. Oh, my voice is really squeaky in your...
Alright, so... Next up would be the big mech guy.
The big mech guy?
I'm terrible with names. I don't know what it is. Ballistarius.
Yep.
Yeah, you're up next. After you was a goblin, so.
Alright.
Wait, what do the goblins get?
For what?
Initiative?
The goblins got... I'm not including the dead one right now. The goblins who are still alive, 18, 4, and 16.
Okay, well I had a 19. How did they go before me?
Oh, that's right, you are 19.
Yeah, I was about to say I rolled 18.
Alright, so you're actually... No, you're next. Sorry about that.
Okay, so clarification question. Fog cloud creates obscure vision. I have Devil Sight, which allows me to see in both darkness of both magical and non-magical extent. Am I allowed to see into the fog vision utilizing my Devil Sight?
Fine. Hold on, I gotta turn you down because you echoed like crazy on my end.
Someone's...
Right back. Keep going.
Okay. Can you repeat that again now that I turned you down so you aren't gonna deafen me?
Okay. Alright, so I have Devil Sight.
Right.
And my Devil Sight allows me to see in both magical and non-magical darkness. Since fog is considered obscured vision of a magical means, can I see into it?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to fire an Eldritch Blast into the furthest most downward guy.
Alright. 1 second, I finally figured out why you guys were so loud and echoey at random times. I had your volumes in roll 20 turned up. That explains that. I was like, why the fuck? Alright, so repeat to me that again to me.
So the guy that's in the lowest corner, I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast at him. Yep,
Alright,
that's
yep.
the, yep.
Alright, Eldritch Blast. Alright, roll.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
That's
To hit?
+5, son of a bitch. Yeah.
Okay. That hits.
I do 13 damage.
I do 13 damage. I do the math here. That's that guy. Okay. Alright, he is still alive.
Okay, I would
But
like
not
to
doing
use the
well.
I would like to use the remaining of my movement to move closer and to the left of the house, to your left of the bottommost house, so that I am directly in front of these guys for when they come out of the fog.
Right, so right around here.
Back a little bit. Yeah, right there. Yep.
Let me just double check something. Oh yeah, that's fine. Alright, so that's your turn. That means now we're at Belisarius.
So I'm gonna move up next to my turret. Let's see. What I'm gonna do is can I track the trajectory that he shot his Eldritch Blast earlier if I wanted to fire in the same exact direction?
Do you have a feat or is there something about your character that allows that kind of like tracking, like, or is it just like did you see where it went?
Yeah, that's just what I'm asking.
Okay.
If I watched where he fired and I fire in the same place.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna, let's see, probably just shoot a firebolt at the same direction. So I'm aiming for the same person.
Okay, the same goblin. All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
18.
Hits.
All right, so that's 1d10 fire damage. Where's my d10? Ah. Where the heck is it? Okay, there it is. Alright, so I rolled a... Let's see, that's 6.
For damage?
Yeah, I rolled damage, so it's 1d10 fire damage, and it's just whatever I get, right?
Oh, fire damage. Right, so I'm gonna add some to that because it's fire.
So it's attack.
Alright, so 6. Alright. The guy is not dead. But very close. Very, very, like, pinprick close.
Alright, so what? I think I haven't used my bonus, so let me check real quick on my Eldritch Cannon. So I believe it can move on its own for a bonus action. I'm trying to see how far it can. Alright, so in a bonus action, you can direct the cannon to walk or climb up to 15 feet to an unoccupied space, provided it has legs, which it does. So how far away from the turret is 15 feet?
3 inches, I think.
Yeah, it's about 3.
Yeah.
So that'd be about halfway between...
It'd be about here.
And then, let's see, it has a... For the fire, flamethrower. It has a 15-foot cone of fire. Would that be able to reach them?
No.
Okay, so
Just
I won't
short.
do that just yet. Wait for them to come out.
Alright.
That is everything I can think to do.
Alright. And that means it's the Gobbo's turn. Alright. So, first Gobbo. Alright, let me double check something about that. So they can move 30 feet. Alright, so Gobbo, number what? Alright, this one's gonna make his debut over here, which is about... Oh, that's a little further. Yeah, so that one is gonna exit the clouds. And he's making his way towards you. Alright, that's his turn. He doesn't have any bonus moves. Okay, so the heavily wounded, dying one is very panickingly, trying to run towards you guys. But he, in his wounded state, he can't run his full distance. So I'll stop him off there. He has no bonus actions, so that's his turn. He has no ranged.
Taco shoots without tacos.
Nice. And he has no ranged abilities. He's only got a melee weapon. Alright, so that means next guy. Should be goblin number 2. Alright, how far? You're stealth, you can't be seen, so he doesn't know you're there. Alright, he can make the full distance out.
I feel like there wasn't much point in me disorienting them if they're just going to be able to run out exactly where. No.
Wait, is there any reason they can't just run out?
I don't know. I was just hoping to disorient them. Maybe feed them to us piecemeal or something, but it's fine.
Alright. I just assumed they weren't disoriented, that it was only a visual obstruction.
It's a visual obstruction.
Alright. So if it doesn't say that it disorients them, I'm not gonna give them a disadvantage on their movement.
Just they don't see where we are until they're out of it.
Yeah. So that was my assumption, so they're just gonna move their way out. Alright, so he's moved his way out, and he can attack. He's got a short bow. Let me double check something about the short bow.
I mean, really the only thing I would see is why would a really wounded goblin be continuing to fight, but that's...
Well, he's...
Adrenaline.
He's not really continuing to fight as much as he just tried to jump out of the cloud.
That's fair.
Severely burned.
Gotcha.
Alright, and the non-wounded one... Short bow. Alright, so yeah. Single target. Alright. So I'm going to roll for him to hit. He's going to be attacking you, Belisarius.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see, he rolls 9. Plus, no plus anything. Okay. So yeah, just 9.
Alright, that has to beat AC, right?
Yep.
It does not.
Yeah, so it has to meet or beat.
Alright, so he draws back his danky little bow, fires, and the arrow just goes right over your head. Yeah, this gobbo clearly is a little off the grog. And that ends his move. That means the last gobbo's gotta go. He's gotta go, sir.
Here we go.
Alright, where's my damn ruler? There's my ruler. Alright.
Roll a license for that.
The ruler of damnation.
Yeah, he could. Alright, so this guy's gonna make it to the stairs. And he doesn't have enough movement to get an eye view of anybody. He doesn't know you're there. So, that means he is done his turn too. Because he can't move anymore. Alright, so now it is Langland's turn. Yes.
What the fuck is Langland?
The Kobold. What is his name?
Landrin.
Give me a break. This is our first. This is the first campaign we're running with these characters. I am terrible at names.
Land. A simple three.
Lan.
Larry.
Lan. It's your turn.
I don't blame you for not knowing the name. It's just that the name you came up with and instead is amazing.
Langan? I don't. He just, forgive me, please.
No, we got a really snobby character who shows up and he's only going to refer to Landrin as Langan.
Alright. It's your turn. Go. God damn it.
I'm going to fire up ye old prestidigitation and I'm going to create an auditory effect on the goblin up north of the bottommost. I'm going to hit the middlemost goblin with an auditory effect right next to his head. All of a sudden, bang!
Alright, right here?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm flavoring the help action for the next attack on him.
Okay.
If you make him extra flammable, that would be very helpful.
Alright, so what is the full effect of that ability again?
The help action?
Yeah.
It gives advantage to the next roll regarding it.
Okay. So, that's all it is. Okay. Alright, go,
Advantage hidden.
Alright.
support wizard is go.
Support wizard is go. Alright. And that's your whole... Is that your only move, or...?
Yeah, it's turn.
Okay, that's your whole turn. Alrighty. So that's done.
I'm really useless in fights.
Support. Alright, that means next we got, gotta get the name wrong. Kieran? Kiko. I give up. I'm not gonna get these names right. Kinko. Your turn.
Alright, cool. Well, you see that goblin.
That guy, but there's no N in Kiko.
There's no R either.
Unless it's a silent R.
I will memorize these names for next Saturday, I swear to Christ.
Eventually. But alright, so you know the goblin. You know the goblin that just ran up the stairs.
Wait, you ran down the stairs? Him?
Oh, he ran down.
Yeah. Yeah, because he'd be going up to... He was already up here on the platform of the main lumber building. He went down because he was trying to get out of the cloud here and get a vantage point out there.
You know what would be funny is if I dropped down behind him and stabbed him in the back.
Is that what you want to do?
That's what I want to do.
Mm.
I'm going to move up to him. I'm going to stab him right in the back.
Alright.
So I guess that's advantage because I'm from stealth,
Yes,
right?
you are still stealth, so that is advantage.
Cool. And he's also got sneak attack. Yay. 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
He takes 11 damage from the... Oh wait, no. 12 damage from the rapier. And then 7 damage from the sneak attack. So in total, 19 damage.
19. Alright. Let me do my math. 19, okay. So he is incredibly in bad shape, but is still breathing.
Cool. I'm going to use my, I'm going to use my cunning action to disengage, which allows me to move 30 feet without provoking attack of opportunity. So I'm just going to run
Where are you running?
past him into the clouds, up the stairs. Yep.
That's about 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little
That's close enough.
close enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so you moved your 30 feet and disengaged from him.
That's my turn.
That's your turn?
Since I already used my bonus action, I can't hide. But
These
I'm
poor
also
fucking
secured
goblins,
as well.
man. None of them have gotten a shot in. one of them's just like, oh, I'm on fire! I'm also being shot! Ah! This one's just confused. He's like, all my friends are dying. And this one over here is like, I really am in pain right now. They are very confused and very hurt.
Nice.
Oh,
Exactly how I like my goblins.
alrighty. Alright, who's next? Bill,
I think it's me. Yeah.
leaves. Wait, did no, cause
Should be my go.
yes, it is you. Okay, I was about to say that's C, so that's the tiefling. I'm not even saying your name. I'm gonna get mocked for getting it wrong. So go.
Do I have enough movement to make it to the second goblin that came out of the fog?
What's your movement?
30.
Ah, fuck. So that I'm assuming you mean this one.
Yes.
You do.
You also might want to be like get there and back, because I may or may not want to douse them all on fire if they don't die.
Well, I'm assuming you're going to attack the one that's almost already dead, so I'm going to take a fresh shot at that guy. So
I'm gonna try and
move up to-
when I go, I'm gonna try and get both of them. The flamethrower.
Right now. Alright, so are you making your move towards him, or are you holding position?
That's just a heads
I'm
up.
going to continue to do what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to move forward and attack that one. As a bonus action, I cast Hex on this guy. And as my action, I use Green Flame Blade.
Alright, what is, alright,
Oh no.
just to remind me, what does Hex do?
Hex allows me to do an additional 1d6 anytime I hit.
Gotcha, okay, that's right. Alright, so roll the hit. I mean, none of you have failed to hit them yet, so...
That's a 12.
Just hits him.
Okay, so... And I used Green Flame Blade on that, so I do 10 points of piercing damage. I do 3 points of fire damage. And on top of that, I do my my hex damage, and that is an additional 3.
Okay, so...
16 points of damage,
16.
10 piercing, 3 fire, 3 necrotic.
Did I hear that right? 60? No, what?
No, 16.
16? Okay, for a second I was like, what the fuck ability you got? What the fuck?
Broken.
At like level 12,
Broken.
I can do damage like that, but not at level 3.
Hot shit. Like, I was about to say, like, you made sure to make that character 3, right? That jumped me. I was like, 60? What the fuck? Alright, so 16 plus 10, did you say? Or
No, 16 total. So I did
Okay, 16
10
total,
piercing
okay.
damage.
Alright.
I did 3 fire damage and 3 necrotic damage.
Alright. Drops him down. Alright. He's still alive, but heavily wounded.
Alright, I used the bonus action, I used my attack action, I used my movement. That is the end of my turn. The only thing I got left is a reaction.
Gotcha.
I didn't say anything because 12 hit, but you had advantage on that attack.
You had advantage?
Yeah, I used help on the next attack on that dude, remember?
Oh. Yep, I shouldn't.
Well, I mean, I can re-roll the hit just to see if I get a 20. And then we'll just double what I have.
Yeah, do that.
Nine, so no.
No. Alright. So, yeah, still it's... Alrighty. So,
First miss.
I believe... That's
But he didn't miss.
everybody before the goblins. Alright. And... I should really scratch that guy out. Alright. So... Goblin number 2 is first. And that's the middle guy. Alright. So... So, goblin number 2 is right here. He's only got a short bow. And a dagger, I think. Did I give him a dagger? No, I did not. Okay. So,
He attacks at disadvantage, correct?
Yep.
Because I'm within 5 feet of him.
yep. That means I gotta roll twice. I'm assuming...
Armor class?
I'm assuming 8 does not hit then.
No, it does not.
Alright. He, swings and misses. Like, in his blind, wounded confusion while he's half on fire. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing! Alright, so that's his turn, I suppose. Wait, no. He does... Okay.
Unless he wants to move and take an attack of opportunity.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna say at this point he's so wounded, but he's still sane enough, he's gonna try and run and disengage. Which means... fuck. I didn't write it down.
Does he have disengage?
This one does. Yeah, he does. I didn't write down all the...
Disengage is just an action. It's
Yeah.
like you use your standard action to...
Okay, so it's not considered a bonus? Okay, I didn't write that down. I just put it under actions.
For me, it is because I have a special ability that says it is.
On the Goblin thing, it was just under actions, so I wrote it like that. If it's bonus, then he's already done what he can. Alright, so that means his turn's over with. I'll put him back in place. He can't get disengage.
No. Or did he swing?
Yeah, he did swing.
Attack?
He did.
Yeah,
He swung and missed, so yeah, he can't. Alright, so he's stuck there. He's feeling great. Alright, so that means next up we got the dead and dying goblin, and he's definitely at the point where he's like, fuck this shit. I'm out. So he's trying to run away. What's his movement? Okay. I'll see, because he's wounded heavily. He can only go about that far. Alright, so he's trying to run away.
Clarification question. If they make it off the air quotes map, does that mean they've successfully escaped?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
In this case, yeah. Because after this point, it's just forest and shrubbery, which they have an advantage in sneaking through. So I'm just going to say yes. Alright, so that leaves Goblin number 4, who's also heavy. You guys really fucked these guys up. So, in his day's confusion, he did obviously see where you went, so I'd say he's wounded enough. He's also going to attempt to run away. Let me double check what I gave him for... Okay. Hold on. I'm going to have this guy attempt to go through the cloud up here to find you. I'm going to give him disadvantage. A, because he's wounded, and B, you're already a stealthy enough guy, so roll disadvantage, see if he even can find you in there.
So, you know that goblin that just got, like, eviscerated at the start of the fight?
Him?
No,
or like the very start of the whole fight,
yes,
like he did.
The start of the whole fight. The dude that I stabbed in the face.
Yeah, he did.
You know how he called out the goblin's name? Well,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could recognize that, right?
I'd say names are distinct enough in any language, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna, in Goblin, in the copying voice of the dude I killed, I'm gonna yell out that goblin's name. Just to fuck with him a little bit. That's it.
Well, actually I want to test something. Roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion. Okay. Oh wait, I'll say, I guess I have to roll, for my mimicry, it's charisma deception.
Oh, okay. Alright, do that then.
Specifically to, yeah.
If it's with that specific ability, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, whoops, I rolled with advantage. Nope, 18.
Alright, 18. Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So, we actually are going to have fun with this one. How much HP does he have left? Yeah, I'm going to do this. Fuck it. Alright, so, but just in case, let me roll this check with advantage. Or, sorry, disadvantage. Okay, yeah. Alright, so, this poor bastard is now... He heard your voice over here, but in his dazed, painful hue, turns and is like, Grr! And falls off this little cliff edge, landing on his head.
Yes.
And just in case... Alright, and he's dead.
Okay.
You tricked him to death.
Oh, nice.
Tabletop.
That worked a lot better than I meant it to be honest.
Well, I thought it'd be fun, and B, he was already dead. So dead and dying, so...
You know what? Fair.
I thought it worked. Alright, so... You just talked one to death. So that means... Wait, who do we even have left? Alright, so we have those two left. One's trying to run away. Alright, so we're back to the beginning of this little queue.
Hi.
Hi. Alright, so... Landrin?
I am going to cast Longstrider.
What's Longstrider's effects?
It gives you an additional 10 feet to movement per round.
Okay. What do you
Do I
cast?
sound like that? Because it's really weird. I sound like a fucking 7-year-old.
What?
It might just be the echo.
Maybe. I don't know.
Now I sound like a old Star Wars intercom, like during the Death Star battle.
You sound normal to me. I mean, like...
Alrighty.
Yeah, no, we don't hear anything.
So, with that ability's effect, are you casting it on yourself, or...?
God no.
Wait, say the effect again, because I might have misheard you.
On a creature I cast upon, and I can upcast it to do it on multiple people, but you basically can add 10 feet of movement speed to a character.
Okay, add 10 feet to a character, right? Who are you adding it to?
My head just derped really hard. Bella says our Arcanist dude, the fast one, so he can catch up with the Goblin and beat him up.
Alright, so it gives you an extra 10. Alright, so Belsarius, note that it gives you an extra 10 feet. Don't let me forget that.
Wait,
Cool.
are you before that Goblin or after on the turn order?
All of
I
you
think
are before. All of you are before the goblins. All of them rolled lower, so.
Extra 10 feet it is, so you can go over and beat him up.
Yeah, note that. And is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Alright. I really don't want to get the name wrong again.
Hi.
Okay.
Kevin.
Kino?
You got it wrong. It's Kiko.
Fuck.
You're only off by one letter this time, though.
Measure me up to that goblin that's currently engaged with our warlock.
I'm just sad I didn't get to use my flamethrower this time around.
Not that one.
Oh, wait.
No, I'm in the clouds on the other side.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. I convinced the goblin. No, not the one that's already fighting. It's in melee.
You are... Each of these are 5. You're 40 feet away.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump down, like, straight towards that goblin. Because I saw it whenever I was standing up on that building.
Right, and it's a 6-foot jump, so you'll be fine. Alright, so you jump down, and...
I'm gonna move all 6 of my inches that way, towards that goblin.
Okay, so... You're gonna miss him just short.
Alright, then I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash, which gives me an extra 30 feet of movement.
Right.
Technically, dashing is a... Oh, wait, that's right. You're
A rogue.
Ignore me. Ignore me.
Alright, so you're right up on him.
Yes. Since I'm engaged with him, I should get advantage, correct? Since there's more than one person fighting.
Yeah, and plus you're attacking from behind. And he's heavily wounded, so in every sense, you already...
Perfect.
He's heavily wounded, you're attacking from that cloud, so he has no fucking clue you're there.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
Alright, how do you want to do this? I'll let you describe how you kill him. How do you want to do this?
Oh, yes. So my character's gonna, like, pop out of the clouds, like, you know, Assassin's Creed, right?
Alright.
Yeah, pretty much like that. I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna slash, like, at his, like, back of his leg. Drop him down on one knee. Reverse grip my rapier and just stab him right in the back.
Nice. Alright. He makes one last moan of, "That was awesome!" and then dies. Just dead.
Yes.
Alright. Hey, Kobold. Gone. He gone!
And that's all I can do, I believe.
Yep. That's your turn. Alright. And then it is the tiefling, Coriana.
Okay. Since he is dead, I'm going to turn and face the one that's trying to flee. I'm going to move my hex to him. Since the other character has died, he now is cursed with hex and has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. And I am going to hit him with an Eldritch Blast.
Damn it, I was gonna try and capture him. Whatever.
Alright.
That's a critical.
Alright.
So that is 20 force damage, 5 critical damage, and then 4 necrotic damage from the hex.
Alright. I'm only going to describe... I'm going to let you describe how you kill him, but I do want to, like, narrate how you turn to him. So you turn to him, like, dramatically. You look off in the distance, and it's like, Omae wa moshinderu. And the Goblin's like, NANI? Alright, how do you want to kill him? How do you describe...
So as I turn, I lift my right hand, and you can see this silver bangle that is chained to my rapier. And I point, and infernal, this blast of eldritch, crackling necrotic energy just comes flying out, hits him in the back, and disintegrates him. And he's just, ashes just blow off into the smoke.
Wind blows him away.
You hear the small robed figure under its breath repeat the infernal that you just said in your voice.
Just a quick question. What did I hear? Because comprehend languages still would have been up.
You hear, by the power of Skeletor, be destroyed.
I am Skeletor! Yeah! Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. I'm gonna kill myself laughing. Alright. I actually hurt my throat doing that. Alright. Yes, you are. You guys are out of combat.
Oh, I never got to use my flamethrower.
Alright. Y'all are out of combat. What you guys want to do? I will remind you guys, just in case you haven't checked in the shed at the items you guys saw earlier, and you haven't investigated those two or the main mill.
Yes, I'm gonna point to the small shack with all the items. I'm gonna yell loot.
Loot!
Yeah, I'm gonna go investigate, see what we there, and I am actually particularly looking for a shield that I could pilfer and or acquire.
Alright. Hold on.
I'm going to stand watch because I don't want us to get jumped in a moment of victory.
I'm gonna go investigate the main mill.
There's something I need to double check real quick. Come on, where the fuck are you? I hate him.
Is this, Asmogan, do you think there'll be any more combat tonight?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I have to go now.
Oh, okay.
Because something came up.
Alright,
But...
do you guys want to just put a pause on here then? Since we just left combat, just finish it up, end it on that note, and then we'll do all the loot stuff next time. Maybe we'll start it next time. Alright.
Y'all can do all the loot stuff if y'all want.
Yeah, but I want all the players to be here for that, obviously, because there might be stuff you want to divvy up that you really, really want to add to your character inventory, you might want to debate, so that's definitely something I don't think a player could be not there for.
I say, honestly, just a fair share of gold is all I need. Like, unless there's like a specific rogue item. That might be interesting.
There are no rogue items. I will...
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't tell you guys that since you haven't searched it yet, technically. But I will say there aren't any rogue items I stashed there.
There's just whatever gold we find that we're allowed to keep at the caravan.
Alright. If you're sure, yeah, well, is everybody else comfortable doing that, or do you guys vote as a team to want to wait for him next time, just in case?
I'd say it'd be better for continuity's sake, just pause, because this is a decent pause spot.
Yeah.
We had a pretty good session.
I'd agree, yeah. Alrighty.